Of course, you want to play the value of your cards, but at the same time, you want to play the situation just as much. And sometimes when you have position, the two cards you're holding become irrelevant. Because at times you have aces, and you raise it up, and you might get a call, and the flop comes, XX, whatever, and you continuation bet, and your opponent folds, and then you, at that point, I mean, you have to think to yourself, does it even matter if you have aces or seven deuce in that spot? Not really, because you're betting on the fact that your opponent has missed the flop. Alright, ace king offsuit. Just the way that this table is played so far, the way they play so loosey-goosey, they raise a lot of pots. Can't really be folding his hand, it's much too strong, especially at these limits as well as the $3 tables. People are getting their chips on with ace, queen, ace, jack, even as bad as king high in some situations. So this is just a pretty golden hand. We're not gonna. There's a few ways we could play this. I almost wish we were shorter, because then we could just ship it on them. But I think we ship in a spot because we're about 42 big blinds deep. We only get called when we're beat. But when I 3-bet and he comes over the top, it's like, okay, what am I doing? Am I gonna fold? I gotta think about this for a minute. The ace king is probably good, and I can probably feel comfortable getting in. But if I 3-bet, I'm protecting, and there's also the chance that I could take it down right here. So I might as well just fire at it. And go ahead and continuation bet. And I don't think that I can fold even if he goes all in, because I still have like 6 outs. I have a huge portion of my chips in there. Or it might be really bad if I call, but I just have a feeling that my hand is ahead right here. And it probably was. Probably had some kind of like maybe a king queen, king jack type thing he might have missed. Obviously, if he had an overpair, he's shoving. Sixes and up, he's not folding. But I mean, I probably fold there because I don't think he makes the kamikaze all in with the ace queen or any type of hand like that. He might have ace king. I mean, I think that's the best case scenario. Is he has the same hand as me and just he doesn't want to realize that his ace king is no good. He just decides to jam it, hoping that maybe I'll fold or maybe that I have worse. But even then, I don't know. 6-8 offsuit, pretty standard fold. This guy under the gun +1, raising it up 3x. Standard continuation bet. Stoic BH, I think, seems to be tightening up, but then again, I don't know. I can't really make that judgment because he isn't just about every pot that I've seen played, and he's limping from under the gun, and that's generally a pretty amateur type move to do. Usually when you're coming in, you want to be coming in for a raise. Like, how's the saying go? If it's good enough to call with, it's good enough to raise with. That's true in just about most situations. Because also, it forces your opponents to kind of pick up something to play with you. You define their hand. Because they're obviously not going to be calling you with a 7 deuce, a 7-3. However, they will check it, obviously, if they're in the big blind or such. And it just allows you to get sucked out on so much more. So you really need to be protecting your hand, especially against loose calling stations. Jack 5 of clubs is kind of bad. You can argue for a raise. You can argue for a raise with every hand, but generally, like in these stages. I mean, I'm 50 big blinds deep. Actually, I think I'm about to be cut down to about 25 big blinds deep. But in these spots, you have enough chips to be patient. It's about 1:30 in the morning right now. I'm pretty tired, but I'm gonna hopefully take down this final table, take down this tourney, and see this Crackman game. Check on Kyle. Check on Kyle in the 4K, guaranteed. Playing for a grand. Young Jeezy. Where you at, Kyle? Ooh, you got 40K. Only people left. 13. Who's gonna make the final table? Congratulations, bro. Seven deuce. This would be the worst hand in poker, other than the fact that it's suited. But still not gonna play it. Terrible hand. Even to the mid range, so terrible. Getting 3.5 1 on my mind. Can't play the 7 deuce. If I put the 7 deuce, it's just for a squeeze play right here. And I doubt this guy's folding. He's got 12.5, 12.7 big blinds, whatever you want to call it. He ain't folding. So go ahead and get rid of it. Solid is pretty consistent on the continuation bets after raising free. There's a check shove. Wow. So DD rain just doubled up. Stoic. I probably have to just go all in right here. Just Stoic just lost the last pot. Could be steaming. Could pick it up right here, and I also could be ahead of whatever this guy is min raising. And so, and like we're ahead at the moment. Okay, there's our ace. Good to go. So I had the right read. Guys doing good. And held up. Couldn't ask for much more. Okay, this is one of those spots where I'm gonna make the loosey-goosey raise on the button. 5-3 suited. I don't necessarily have to hit the hand to win the hand. I can obviously take down with a continuation bet on the flop, and we did hit the 3, so I kind of changed. Ooh, it's very, very weird. What? Okay, yeah. I just can't see. I don't think he hit the jack. I mean, why would he do that if he hit the jack? Why wouldn't he just check to the pre-flop raiser? That's kind of what I would do if I hit the jack. Just check it. Let my opponent follow through with the continuation bet. This kind of seems like he might have hit a flush draw. It might be betting to protect his hand. He could be betting the fact that I might fold. I might not have hit the jack. Even if he does have a flush draw, he obviously has overcards to my tray. He's still probably the favorite. It's best to just give it up at this spot. Another thing to think about is on future streaks, he's probably going to bet, and I'll be faced with a tougher decision to call those bets, and it's just not really a spot you want to get into with the bottom pair. If he checked, however, I was going to bet in hopes that he folded. I mean, I wasn't really betting like, oh, I got a 3. Let's bet because it's a really good hand. No, I'm betting to protect it if it is the best hand and get him to fold, so I don't get sucked out on. So just being patient, trying to find a good spot to get our money in with the best hand. Ace tray, weak, offsuit, terrible hand. Okay, Diamond Beauty took the spot of ABH with I don't remember what that dude's name was. The Diamond Beauty. 4